Hello, everyone. Welcome to workshop for V0 and Snowflake integration. So this one is a New York City edition. We did the same in London 2 weeks ago. So this session is for Snowflake enterprise customers and V0 enterprise customers. So you need to have those two integrations in order to use this feature. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Dom. I joined Vercel 4.5 years ago as an engineer. Today I'm a forward deployed engineer helping the biggest Vercel enterprise customers adopt various frameworks, AI workloads, agents, and in general help adopt the platform. Jordan?
Yeah, hi, my name's Jordan. I am from Snowflake. I've been there for 2 years. I'm a staff software engineer, and I worked on the Snowflake side of this integration.
Cool. So with this out, let's your slide.
Oh, yeah. So essentially, this the integration here is you build your apps in Vercel's V0 tool. So that's a agentic coding tool by V0, by Vercel. So it's got world-class developer experience. That's pretty good. Next.js, you're going to deploy this app to Snowflake. Once it's deployed to Snowflake, it's running entirely within your Snowflake account. So it's going to be deployed with a Snowflake role, and it's going to use like RBAC by Snowflake, whatever single sign-on if you have, and yeah, everything you get from Snowflake. And then it's completely separate, so securely running it within your account.
The idea is that you have both worlds. So you have DX from Vercel and all the enterprise data and compliance RBAC from Snowflake. Just a disclaimer, so this session, normally workshops are hands-on exercises you can do. However, like I said on the beginning, you need to be an enterprise customers on both sides. So we're going to show you a demo, actually a few demos. Then we're going to move to interactive session to ask you, the audience, for showing you what we can build V0 with Snowflake example data set. And then we're going to move on to Q&A session. Here, I want to show you how we at Vercel use this integration. There are actually 3 pillars. The standard ones is you can create interactive real-time dashboards. It's used by GTM teams to show pipelines, product usage, and deal velocity. So you don't have to know SQL. You can just prompt to have your dashboard. That's like a standard usual way of using this integration. We have also different teams are using to track product adoptions or some custom BI, which is personalized apps we're going to show you later on. And my favorite one, which I actually discovered about my team at Vercel, you could create your own personalized dashboard of ARR, finance of your team, and drill down to the SKU level or service level. Like I didn't know how much revenue bring my team, and whilst working on this workshop, I actually discovered that it's pretty good. Right.
So for Snowflake, if any Snowflake customers here familiar with Streamlit, that's a lot of dashboards. One benefit of this is you can kind of go beyond just dashboards. So dashboards are great, supported, but also like internal tools. I mean, it's JavaScript, it's Next.js, so you can kind of build whatever you can imagine. So like internal tooling's great. You could have tables you write to, and those interact with other tables that you have. So you can add more to your data, and even agentic apps. So you can talk to your data, build, if you have more time, build more sophisticated apps like that. So I've been using this internally for like getting a lot of log information. I want to see maybe where did this log come from, what are the users, and then learn more about those users. So I can kind of, as I'm doing investigations, kind of jump from one data set to another. So very good for that sort of thing.
So this is the North Star, what you can do with this integration. I can describe that. So in order to use this integration, you need your admin on your enterprise on Snowflake, set up, enable the Snowflake app runtime in settings, and then enable the Vercel integration. So those are 2 steps you need to do in order to use it. On Vercel side, your admin needs to enable add Snowflake to your V0 team. Like go to settings and integrations. To illustrate, in V0, you go to your account settings, you add integrations, add Snowflake account from your account identifier, and then you connect to your data sets. This is how it looks like. For example, I think this is the screenshot from Vercel. And that's set up. Let's go now. So I'm going to show you a demo I'm going to start with the prompt, and then that's the first part. V0 going to build it with the dashboard using the data. And then the second part, I'm going to deploy it to Snowflake. There is more into that. I'm going to explain it whilst V0 will be cooking. But just a tip, I'm going to say you that because of the best practices on Next.js, server-side rendering strategies, it's going to be running on the server, and actually it's going to be running close to your Snowflake data for compliance. I'm going to explain it later on. All right, so this is how simple it is to deploy to Snowflake infrastructure. Yes, you heard that right. So V0 will build this, and then it will be deployed to and using Snowflake compute next to Snowflake data. All right, so if you are an enterprise customer, you can scan this QR code, or if you want a demo, like personalized demo from our sales teams, you can scan this QR code, and you will be enabled to this feature. All right, let's go to hands-on demo. And of course, I need to re-authenticate with Okta, because enterprise. And we're going to be doing this a lot, actually. Right, the most important thing about this is the keyword Snowflake. You're going to just prompt use Snowflake. And in order to speed up the demo, I'm going to say use Crunchbase data set. And now I want to create, like standard demo, I want to create a dashboard. Showing about IPOs over years. Actually, whole intelligence, about IPOs. Let's V0 to cook that. All right, that should actually be enough. Now, while it's V0 gonna cook, first it's gonna check and query Snowflake data set. It should actually ask me for permission or ask me some follow-up question. Live Snowflake, go. Okay. There might be actually more. V0 should ask me to connect to my Snowflake database. And then it will start querying what it needs to build according to my my prompt. So I'm connecting right now to Snowflake, which is literally about this this integration. And V0 will follow the best practice for web performance, Next.js best practice, rendering and caching strategies, and then will build me custom, personalized, real-time dashboard. Now, it will probably take like 3 minutes to cook. So during this time, I want to show you, talk about, we posted a blog post in November last year, and we invited few enterprises to test this integration. However, I want to focus and tell you about why this integration is so cool. So V0 actually is writing code to this access management layer, connecting to your data, and it's coding the Next.js application, the whole thing using V0. However, when you deploy it, it's going to be deployed to Snowflake infrastructure, super close, exactly the same place and close to the data. And the reason for it is because of the enterprise requirements, compliance and security and speed. So Vercel manage application and authentication layer, while Snowflake handles the compute and data. Now, another thing I want to show you is that when you're going to create this application, of course, you're going to use it for yourself, but you can send it to your team members or in your organization. Now, the application, in order to see it, you need to log in, authenticate yourself. So the data you're going to see on this application are exactly the data you have the permission and rights to see. So when you're going to send the link to this application, this dashboard, only people that have rights to see, they will see this data. Am I using fast model? Yeah, I am. Okay, cool. So just to speed up the time, I actually deployed this application. So it took 3 minutes, 43 seconds before. I'm not sure why it's taking longer, because obviously it's demo. Reinstalling dependencies. So this is the application that was deployed, exactly the same prompt, created IPO market dashboard. So you can see that it's interactive. Okay, it's finishing this up. You see 50,000 IPOs, total rise, capital, average, peak years. You can see a nice dashboard generated. Now you can iterate on this, and when you publish this, you visit the website, you need to actually log in. So those are those permissions what I was talking about. So in order to see, I need to authenticate what permissions I have on Snowflake. And it's deployed, I'm not sure if you can see the URL, it's deployed to snowflakecompute.app. And everyone else who will see it have different rights, right? Right. Now that was the basic happy path. Jordan will show you the much better version, cooler version of what V0 is capable of.
All right.
I'm going to swap my laptop. Do you have any questions, by the way? During you do? Wait, hold on. Let's wait for the mic.
If you have like a semantic models defined in something like dbt Cloud, is there a way to tie that in to this so that the queries that are being generated and the tables that are available to the models to design around are making that semantic model?
So semantic model to design the queries, SQL queries, right?
Yeah, so like you're using dbt or something like that to manage the semantic model itself.
Oh, sorry. What was the question again?
Yeah, if you're using something like dbt, say create a semantic model for the different layers of your,
Yeah.
say you've got a medallion architecture in Snowflake, but if you've got a dbt kind of semantic layer, and say you're using something like dbt cloud to manage that, is there a way to tie that into this?
Yes, you can prompt it out. I think you can influence, like steer, because it's all LLM driven. Okay, there are like multiple layers. Like there's a V0 layer, and then on the Snowflake side, there's a layer, right? So if you want to optimize, there's many ways to do that actually. Yeah, from prompt, from evals, like if you're going to production. So this is like vibe coded. Like very quick from prompt to idea, you have already what you want, right? Is that answer your question?
I was just kind of curious if there was any kind of native integration between.
There is. There is actually a native one as well. Yeah, there are. Yeah, you can see in the observability everything what's happening on the app and on the Snowflake side and on the Vercel side. Yeah.
Okay. So now for this demo, so here's just like a raw look at some of the data I'm going to be using here. So this is some power plant data. So this is a typical situation. You run a query like this, a lot of information, longitude, latitude, where these different power plants are, hard to understand. So first I've created this app already, save time, kind of went through the same steps as what we just saw. You pick an account. In this case, I've got multiple Snowflake accounts. So for some bigger customers, they can have many accounts. And then you can, per chat, decide which one you want to use. But then going through here, let's see if I want to make this a little bit more interesting. Because right now it's got some summaries. It has the table. But if I want to say, let's add a globe for visualization. And since we're using JavaScript Next.js, it should be able to find some appropriate libraries for this, render a globe, just figure out, look at the existing tables and that we see here, get the longitude, latitude, and render something more interesting.
So just a prerequisite, can we explain the data set first?
We've got generating power plants across the US, and so we've got this data source here. So we've got like shared, you can get from Snowflake Marketplace, you can like purchase data sets, and so we'll have access, so this will be updated like periodically. So then you can explore here and see.
I think this one is free data set, right?
Yeah.
On the marketplace.
This is a free data set, yeah. So you can purchase where there's like certain free data sets available. So this is a good, with these data sets, you could like mix these in with your own data and you can get like more detailed insights. They also work really well for demos. Okay. Looks like it worked.
Right. So in order to, you can show your board of your execs or your customers traditional dashboards. However, with this integration and V0, you can create interactive, real-time visualizations for your dashboard, for your data set. Like that, for example. Right, now we have interactive part. So we have this free data set from the marketplace, and we can go with the audience. And if you want to try any of your prompts, like to visualize, then we can do this session, or we can go directly to Q&A if you have any questions. Anyone got questions or want to send a prompt for us to run a prompt?
From a capability standpoint, are you able to do things like run regression models and build pipelines within this, or is it more or less like vibe code as is exploratory visualization stuff?
I can take this one if you want. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, this is pure vibe coding for non-technical people. However, I like your question. It's cool. Is there a integration? Okay. So normally V0 have GitHub integration, and you can tap it into normal CI/CD, ASDL lifecycle. Here, you can download the code. So this is a prototype. Like it took us, okay, for us, both Jordan on stage is probably like already 1 hour, like each minute, but probably it cooked, 1 minute, 53 seconds. Like that was super quick vibe coded, and it's better than those typical reports, dashboards you have, right? I would download that code and then created evals. You know, model behind this. Look, it's just V0 model behind this. There is no like AI app. You cannot chat with it. Like there was a slide with the North Star. You have traditional BI, this. You have interactive parts, customized, personalized, this. And then you had the third one, which we decided that there will be no time to actually show demo. But you can ask V0, like, hey, can you add chat with my data capability? And V0 will perfectly deliver that. And then I would do evals pipelines to improve you don't want a hallucination in that. But that's an advanced use case. Thank you for your question, really cool. Anyone else, or are we gonna call it a day? Same desk, nice.
When you deploy this, how does the auth work?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, so once it's deployed, it's in your Snowflake account. So I don't know if are you familiar with Snowflake typically? Like, yeah, so you'll, like if you, but however your authentication for Snowflake account works, like you'll see here when you go into Visit App, this will prompt you. So however you have, if you have, like in this case, I've got single sign-on set up. So this is just logging me into my Snowflake account. So I have the username, Snowflake password, or like single sign-on. And then the rest, this is all now in Snowflake. So once it's in Snowflake, there's no connection with Vercel anymore. So it's not like you're logging into Vercel. It's entirely just in your Snowflake account at that point.
Business users would if it's to like a team of business users, non-developers. If it's to a team of business users, non-developers, they would have to be onboarded.
I think
Snowflake.
Yeah, they would have to be on Snowflake. I mean, Snowflake is working on ways to expose these apps to like users that don't have Snowflake accounts. So that sort of thing. There's some support for it now, but the more of that is coming because that's definitely a need with apps on Snowflake in general.
I think you can probably log in because maybe not Snowflake. Well, you can, and you have different roles on Snowflake account, and you can select which roles on V0 to use for the application in the settings, in the connecting those two applications. So it's super important that the end user you're using, they only see the data they have right to see. Like that problem is solved, right? And you can vibe code your dashboards with that in mind, which was pretty cool in my opinion. Oh, there you go. So you have those roles, and then you can copy those roles or literally say V0, please use those roles only for this application. Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if...
Sorry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, watch out, it's your account, man. He's literally taking pictures.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question. If you wanted to create components like this and then drop it into a Next.js app deployed on Vercel, so basically have
Yeah, this.
components that query Snowflake data, is that possible or not really with this setup?
Yes, it's possible. Okay. So actually, Jonathan, can I? Actually, heads up who use V0. Can I ask the question, audience? So who use V0? All right. Yeah. Who use Snowflake, or who's the customer of Snowflake? More Snowflake customers. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's different than London. So to answer your question, here are your components. Like this, like ShadCN. This is Plants Explorer. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the globe? It's probably somewhere here. But
App maybe. Oh God, how's his APIs? Maybe it's in one of the pages, one of those other. Maybe it's like nested within one of those components.
did it just vibe code the whole
Plants
globe?
globe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it's 167 lines of UI components. So with that, you have this code, right? You can download it. You can iterate of it. Just to let you know, it was 0 shot, right? You can see that it's okay. First version was the initial prompt, and then add the globe was another prompt. So version 2, because V0 name is V1, V2, etc. Does that answer your question? Yes? Cool. Thank you. We can show more if you want. Like in V0, you have direct, you can see the, oh, by the way, you're probably going to see the whole database you have access to.
This is a test account.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think it's fine.
So you can actually explore your database within V0, which means you can also chat with your database. So you don't need to deploy any app. You don't need to show any dashboards. You can literally chat with your data. You probably need to connect again, maybe?
I think this might just be like a lot of tables in this account.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you probably have. And you can also run SQL query directly from V0. So there will be more capabilities as well in the future. But me personally, I believe that you can vibe code really cool interactive dashboards, which is a kicker. Right. I think that's it. If you want to test this, just contact Vercel or Snowflake. Thank you for today.